Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Glitch Pokemon Gold. Today I'm going to be doing a glitch. This one in particular is how to clone Pokemon in Generation 2. Before we get started, I'm going to take an item from my bag and put it on my Kolava, because that's the Pokemon I'm going to clone. Then we're going to head into the Pokemon Center and go to the PC. That's where most of the action is going to take place. I recommend depositing into an empty box. In my case, it's box 1. You can see here. Then I recommend changing to an empty box. In my case, box 3. Just makes things easier. So the game's going to prompt you a couple times. The first one's going to be like, oh, you have to save the game when you change boxes. Okay, there's already a save file. So now you're on yes. Stay on yes, and what you do is once you hit it, count to 3. So 1, 2, 3, reset. Basically towards the last half end of power, so after the W and up to the period basically, it's a really good window where it works consistently. So for example, you can see we're back outside. Okay, we still have Kolava, which the item is in my bag. I just didn't save over it being on Kolava. So let's go in here and see what the PC looks like. Go to withdraw. Look at that, there's my Kolava once again. And now you can see I have 2. And it also still has that TM31 or Mud Slap. So I'm actually going to give this Kolava one. I'm going to go outside and save. It's good to save before doing this. You'll get different results if you don't. They're not bad, it's just it's better to save. There we go. So it's good to keep in mind that's basically our baseline save, or our correct real save, if you will. Because what we're going to do here is once again deposit these Kolavas into box 1. You may not have noticed, but we're still in box 1. That's where the Kolava originally was. We weren't on box 3 when we started up. I'll show that again afterwards. So yeah, box 1, we're going to change to box 3 again, in my case. Make sure it's empty. Game will be saved, that's fine. So once again on yes, so 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good. That time it was like the very end of power, which is still within the window for it to work. So we'll load back in, we'll be outside again where I last saved. My baseline save, I'll call it. And you can see here that I still have my Kolavas with the items. If I go inside, look at the PC here, and withdraw, I have 2 more Kolavas. They're multiplying before our eyes. And so we'll see here, I now have 4 of them, which is pretty crazy. And now I can use this to get, more of the same item, duplicate items as well. I'll have 4 TM31s, which is pretty awesome. And so the way that works is, when we change boxes, the game still records the fact that there are Pokemon in the box, but when it tries to save the game when changing the box, we interrupt that to where it still keeps the Pokemon in the box, but we go back to our baseline save so we keep our Pokemon, and nothing's removed. Nothing important anyway, thankfully. So we now have 4 of those, and what's pretty neat, doing this, you can easily duplicate 5 Pokemon and 5 items at the same time. Because you just carry 5 on you, so you can have up to 6, of course, and then the 1 Pokemon, you have to have at least 1 Pokemon in your party. Deposit them in, then switch boxes, and then, do the process, and there we are. We can easily duplicate Pokemon and items, which is pretty awesome. And that's how you clone Pokemon in Generation 2. And duplicate items, I guess. There's probably better methods, but we'll cover that at a later time. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.